This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2025 Keystone Raptor fifth wheel toy hauler, and the model number is 441. Okay, so this isn't a floor plan or a sales video. It's more of a how-to video. I'm just going to show you some of the features and how they work. Okay. Obviously, these are the steps into the garage area. You have a 6-point leveling system, so you can see there's 3 jacks on each side. You got 2 jacks and a landing gear, which makes 3. So you have a total of 6. I'll show you how those operate also. You have an awning up here, a power awning, and then another one on the slide room, and another one on the front section. So you have 3 of them, which is great. Outside speakers here, of course, and a TV behind the panel, behind the door, I mean. And of course, I can do this one-handed. Yes. And your pass-through basement. You have a sound system out here. That is the controller for your touch screen, of course. All right, we're gonna approach this from the other side. You have, okay, oh, he's using a test tank, but it looks like you have 30 pounders, or are they 40? Anyway, you have large tanks. Excuse me. Okay, so your generator is here, of course. You can operate it from here. You can remove the control or the panel here with these 2 levers, and there are switches. Generally, it's controlled from the inside, so that's what we'll do. But you have that right there. Of course, looking into your basement area. Here's your batteries and your reservoir for your hydraulic fluid. Okay, get this down. Okay, also, as we get into here, you have your inverter, your power inverter. The inverter takes 12-volt DC from your batteries and inverts it to 120 AC and sends it to into your trailer. So it basically, a converter does the opposite. It starts with 120 AC and converts it to 12-volt DC. You have one of those on board, but this is the opposite. It's an inverter, and it will take the 12-volt battery or batteries, depending on the situation, and it will invert it to 120 AC, so you can run an appliance, for example, off of your battery, an AC appliance off your battery. Okay. This is your solar panel disconnect here. Okay, a battery kill switch over there. This is your solar controller. So you don't have a control panel. You have to use the app on your phone. So first you have to download the app Victron Energy. It'll have that symbol on it. And when you do that, you open up the app and it'll start searching for these. It'll find yours, and you can click on it or tap on it, whatever, and it'll open up and it'll ask you for 6 digits. So what you do is you get the digits off of here, take a picture of it with your phone, whatever, but you'll see that the P on, and it'll have 6 digits, plain as day, and you'll type those in, and then it'll open the app all the way up, and you'll see what this sees basically, and it just basically tells you how many amps are being converted from sunlight and stored in your battery. It tells you the type of charging that's happening. It tells you the DC voltage in your system, all kinds of things. And it also develops a history also as you use it, and you can refer back to your history. But you can see it has bulk charging, absorption, and flood, or float, I mean. Right now we're at float. So keep in mind, when you first log on, most likely there'll be a red, I think it's a red dot at the upper right hand corner, and you'll click on it and it'll want you to upgrade it, or update it, I should say. It'll either want the firmware or the software in here updated. So always keep it current. Go along with it and follow the directions and keep it current, okay? So that's your solar controller. Like I said, you get the 6-digit code off the side of that white tag, and you download the Victron Energy app to operate it. Keep in mind, almost everything in here has an app, these days. Some, they don't really do a whole lot. Others are valuable, so it just depends on which one it is. Okay? All right. So as we move around, this is your controller. Default is 5241, so let's try that. 5241. Enter it. Okay, so I'm not going to go through the whole thing. You have your the sticker here that tells you how to operate it. Keep in mind that the two most common commands you're going to want are auto level and auto hitch height, or return to hitch height in this case, which is this one here. So after you disconnect from your tow vehicle and pull it out of the way at the campground, you're going to push auto level, right? And you're all set. It's level. When you're getting ready to leave, see, auto level is right there. When you're getting ready to leave, you will get into this screen and you'll return to hitch height. This remembers the last position it was in before it was auto leveled. So it considers that hitch height. So it'll return the trailer to the position it was in right before you auto leveled it. Like I said, it considers that hitch height. So you should be able to, after you do that, you should be able to slide right underneath it and hitch it up and go on your way. So hitch height and auto level are the two most common. You can go through more. You could operate the jacks independently of each other. You can do all kinds of things. Operate the landing gear. But like I said, just for starters, those are the two commands you want to work with. Okay. Let's look at this now, and I can tell you what size we're looking at it here. Yeah, it's 30. So you got two 30-pounders. Okay. Now I'm gonna move over to here. You have on-demand hot water up here. Okay, keep in mind this is the master switch right there. It's off right now, but you can turn it on when you get ready to use it. Right now it has antifreeze in the system. You can operate your slide rooms up here, independently of the touchscreen inside. You have 3 valves, right? And then, but you have 5 positions for the valves. The most common one is the center one, which is the city water, right? City water you'll just hook the hose up like it is here, but it'll be the water hose, and it just runs like a normal trailer. All the plumbing will work. If you're camping someplace that doesn't have city water, you can switch the valves to these configuration and use this and power fill the tank. So you have an onboard fresh water tank. Then when you get to the campground, if the campground, like I said, if a campground doesn't have city water, you can pre-fill your tank, and then you go to this mode here, kick on your water pump, and you'll be able to pump water out of the tank, and everything. All the plumbing will work as though you have city water, but you'd be pumping it out of the tank. Okay, that's another option. And of course, right now we're in winterized mode because there's antifreeze in the system, so we've winterized it. So we're in this mode here. So it's very simple. You got a sprayer that hooks into here, hot and cold water. This is your black tank flush right here. There's a sticker here that says, don't turn on after you hook your hose at the dump station onto here, your freshwater hose, don't turn it on to flush your black tank unless you have the black tank dump valve open. So always make sure you have that dump valve open before you turn the water. Otherwise, too much pressure can build up and cause you problems. So keep that in mind also. This is a satellite and cable in. This is a power controller there. Okay. Very simple and very reliable. Okay. So as we keep moving, you have a 50 amp power cord, of course, and we give you a reducer to reduce it down to a 30. But you basically pull it out, but you use the motor to retract it in. So you can see it's got I don't know how many feet this is, but it's a large one, and you do have a motor on it. Here's your handset for your gas pump here. You fill your pump station on this one here, and then you fill your generator here. We've got several gallons in there because you have to have, I think, at least 5 gallons in there to use it. So we've got it past that. So your generator has been tested, and like I said, the other one's for your handset, and you have the controller port right here. Okay, so pretty simple stuff. Your ladder pulls away, obviously, so you can climb up there. It makes it easy to inspect the roof. The manufacturer states every 90 days it should be inspected, so keep that in mind. It's obviously important to keep after any potential problems up there, so you can't see what's happening unless you look, so make sure somebody takes care of it every 90 days or so. You have a backup camera there, another awning, as you can see, and then you have your garage door that comes down. I'm not going to bring it down. When you come to visit or to pick up, we'll bring it down for you, and we'll take you through it. But it's raining right now, and I can't operate with myself holding the camera. So, but it's obviously it turns into a ramp or a patio. We'll talk more about it. Okay, so nice and cold today, cold and damp. Okay, see if I can pick up the pace here because I only have so much time I only have a half hour with each. So he's got it, your passcode set right now to the 4 zeros, so keep that in mind. It says it on that piece of tape there. So there you have it. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. It's self-explanatory stuff. The slide outs, the lights, everything works like any other panel. This one has the generator included on it, so you prime there and start there. It's very simple. Just prime it and then push the start button and off it goes. And also your tank levels or your fuel level, tank heaters, everything is operated from here. So okay. This is your inverter here. It's telling us what's happening with your power inverter. Remember, the inverter is the opposite of the converter. It starts with 12 volt DC and inverts it to 120 AC. Okay? Alrighty. So, this outlet is inverted. For example, you wonder why you'd want to invert. If you got a small appliance, let's say a blender or a coffee pot that runs on AC power, and you're out in the middle of nowhere and all you have is DC that you're getting from your battery storage and from your solar panels, you can just kick on the inverter, only turn it on when you need it, kick on the inverter, and you can use this inverted socket and it'll run an AC appliance off a DC battery. Okay, this is a controller for your ceiling fan. Controls the lid and everything on it, so you don't have to get up on any ladders or anything like that. Okay. These are sensors for the HVAC. Of course, all this is standard stuff here. Work like anything else. You're going to push them in to ignite them. So it's that simple. Okay, you can look at it more when you pick up. Really nice refrigerator, of course. Fireplace with remote, of course. It's really kicking out the heat right now. Feels good. Your sound bar also has a remote. It has you know, all the usual stuff. Bluetooth is the most common thing people are using these days, but it has radio, everything you need, and it also has a USB drive on it, so you can take all your music, and if they're not already MP3s, you can convert them and take them all with you. Of course, your TV, obviously. Okay, great thing. So let me just look and see what we've got here. Looks like we've got these here are recliners. Obviously, you can see the controls on them. So this one here is a hide-a-bed. It looks like it folds out. So you got a large sleeping area here. Okay. As the garage goes, you have there's your steps that you can put on, and of course it has a door with screen, There's a railing and everything that goes around the deck. Very nice. You can turn these into a bed if you want by folding them all flat. 2 beds if you want. You can fold them out of the way, of course. There's a table that I think is under the bed up front that can sit between this, a dinner table type table. And of course, your other bunk goes up and down, which we'll show you when you pick up. And very nice, very nice. Loft up here for a little one, and TV, of course. Awning controllers for the 2 awnings, one on the side, one on the back. Okay. Okay, so the main thing to remember is always latch this when you're traveling. This always, let me do one-handed here. You always latch this here so it can't slide. So you latch it into the open position. Otherwise the doors will slide around and eventually they're going to break someday when they hit just right. So you always latch that in the open position. It's self-explanatory there. GFCI, like I said, all the plugs in the trailer are wired through a GFCI. Even if it's a regular receptacle, it's still wired through one. So if you're using something outside and it pops, you're going to reset it at one of the receptacle or one of the GFCIs in here. Okay. This is the controller for your on-demand water. Remember I showed you it was turned off outside. You want to turn that rocker switch on when you're getting ready to use it. This is the on and off. You turn this on. You select Fahrenheit or Celsius from here. It will be, I think it defaults to 120 Fahrenheit. So that'll appear on here when you turn it on, 120. You can go up and down and set it to 115 or whatever you want to set it at. We'll just stick with 120 here. So you turn it on, and what happens anytime you turn on the hot water at any hot water valve, it'll light up. You'll see a wheel kind of turn. You'll see a flame, and then the numbers will start rising quickly, and it'll go up to 120, and you'll have on-demand hot water, and it works really, really well. And one thing you have to keep in mind is that there is a safety involved where it will not light unless it senses water. So if you try to light it or use it without city water hooked up, for example, and turned on, or water in your fresh water tank with the pump turned on, it won't respond. The safety will kick in. So keep in mind it has to have either city water available or potable water available, or it won't turn on. So keep that in mind. But it works really good. Okay, toilet is typical RV toilet. Minimum of or at least a gallon of water to operate it, along with a dose of chemical when you first start off. So that's it. You're just going to put the dose of chemical in there, step on the pedal, hold it down until at least a gallon of water goes in there, and you're all set. Most people use more than a gallon of water, of course. All right, so let's see what we've got here. Wow, is that nice? Very nice. Wow. Okay. So you're pre-plumbed and wired for a washer dryer, combo or stackable, whichever one you want. You have. Okay. Whenever you're traveling, if there's anything that slides, any door or anything that slides, always latch it. Never let them just slide freely, of course. But you have your wardrobe here. Very nice. This you might want to scan that and look at. I know it says 4G on it, but most people are interested in the public Wi-Fi booster option. So if your family uses a lot of public Wi-Fi, you might want to scan that code and look at the options. There's also a port on the roof where an antenna would go. A router box would fit right there, and an antenna above it, and it just really boosts your family's Wi-Fi, your public Wi-Fi. So you might want to check into that if you're interested. It's just a pre-wire, like like other things. So keep that in mind, please. And you have storage underneath here, and this is the table here I told you about. Okay, that's the one that goes in the back, and then you have 2 more chairs. They fold, but 2 more dinette chairs and a leaf for the table. Okay, and like it says over there, that particular receptacle is inverted, so you can use that one with the inverter. Keep in mind also that that isn't a GFCI, but it's still wired through one, like all of them, so they're all protected. Okay, TV, of course, and all right. Okay, so I think that's going to cover it for now. One last thing. That's obviously your vacuum, and you can. Well, I better not say that because I don't know. Anyway, that's your vacuum, and this is also your carbon monoxide LP gas detector. It should always be green. If it's not, get it serviced immediately. That's obviously very important. Okay. Okay, so I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember what I said about inspecting the roof every 90 days. That's important. And right now, this is winterized, so you're all good for the rest of the winter. Just de-winterize it in the spring, and you'll be on your way. Okay? Thank you very much.